Hi, welcome to a over 50 Seint 3D foundation tutorial. I'm going to just get right to it. I want to tell you what this makeup is. It's Seint 3D Cream Foundation. That's the brand name, Seint Beauty. It's all cream makeup. My name's Karen from 50's the New 50 blog, and I am 55, and I'm going to show and share right now how to apply this makeup, and we're just going to get right to it. So, if you want to ask questions or we can visit, I'm going to do that at the very end for the gals that just want the down and dirty over 50 crowd who wants to see how this makeup works and if it'll work for them. So let's get started. This is Cream Highlight, which is what we call our foundation shades, and Cream Contour. This is a palette. It's all magnetic. They pop right in and you get color matched. So this is all specific to your skin tone when you get color matched. I did put the color match link right here in the description, so you can always click on that at any time to fill out that form. What we're going to start with first is contour. Cream contour is probably the easiest way that you can contour. Why? Because it's so blendable. It's easy to apply. It's basically swiping it on, putting it on certain parts of your face to either frame your face. So up here on my forehead, I'm adding it because I don't usually wear bangs, and I'm just putting some color up here to lower my forehead and to give my face a bit of framing. The other place I'd like to contour is underneath my cheekbones. This will help define your cheekbone. Again, you're just taking the contour and I'm just tapping it right underneath my cheekbone. This brush is called the Detail Brush, and it's a great brush for adding contour, and it's also a great brush. I'll use it here in a second to show you how to use the other smaller end. I'm just tapping to blend out. This is a sunspot. I'm going to show you how we deal with those. Let's go ahead and add a bit more contour to the other cheekbone. So the cheekbone is right here. It's not up here, and it's not down here, and it doesn't come all the way down to here. It starts at the top of your ear. It's right here, and we want to stop our contour about the outside of our eye. So just taking this brush and just pressing it right up underneath your cheekbone and just looking to kind of stop about the outside of your eye, and then just take that brush and tap over to blend it in a bit. I like to blend my 3D foundation as I go, as I apply it. I want to talk to you about that as I'm blending more. So next place I love to contour is taking that same brush, tapping it in, and we're going to contour underneath our jaw. So just right underneath your jaw, just brush it right along and then pull it down your neck. That is it. It's so easy. We're not going along the side of our face. We're not leaving a big, huge line on the side of our face either. We're just putting it, and it's cream, so it's blendable, right here, and then pulling it down our neck. That just adds a bit of a shadow to help define our jaw from our neck and our face, okay? So contouring, really easy, frames our face, adds a bit of a shadow, defines our bone structure. That's all there is to it, okay? Next are the highlights. This is probably where it gets a little bit confusing because we call our foundation shades 3D foundation, we call them highlights, and together with the contour, they create your whole foundation. So I color match all of my clients to 3 highlight shades. You can order just one, you can order 2, you can order all 3, but I like to give you all 3 matched directly to your skin tone. So what we're going to do first is start with this highlight shade, and I call this the camouflage or color corrector shade. Where am I going to put this? I'm going to use that small end of the brush, and I'm going to come over here first, and I'm going to press it and tap it on to any areas that need extra coverage, like this sunspot here, underneath your eye. I've already put some eye makeup on because I didn't want to go into that too much, but I'm just tapping and pressing it underneath my eye here. A very small amount. You can even use the same brush to lightly then buff it out just a bit so that it starts to match and kind of match the area around it. That's really what we're doing, is evening out our skin tone. Very, very, very red nose. I get the end of my nose gets really red and around my nostrils, so I'm just taking that same color, my camouflage color corrector shade, and I'm just lightly buffing that around this area to color correct and get that part of my face to just even out and look more like the rest of my skin tone, okay? Next, let's see. I know I always have a couple sunspots, darker spots here, but they're not too bad. My main highlight shade will catch those. And then finally, I'm gonna take and I'm going to work on my chin. So a big area on me that has a lot of discoloration that's separate, that's a different shade than my regular parts of my face are my chin. And what's on my chin are broken capillaries. It's very purple, it's very red. I'm gonna take that same tone, a little tiny bit, and I'm blending it, I'm buffing it on my chin, and then working it out towards the area that doesn't have the discoloration. And now my chin is neutralized, just like as close to the rest of my face. That leads us into our main foundation shade. So that's what's so great about having 3 foundation. And when you order these and get color matched, they're gonna be called highlights. That's what's a little confusing, but we had our camouflage color corrector. Now we're gonna tap right into your main shade. I'm gonna use this brush. This is called the Blush and Bronzer brush. I'm gonna tap it into my main shade, and I'm not swiping, I'm not loading this brush up, I'm just tapping to get color on the end of this brush. Then where have I not placed really makeup yet? Well, across here and up my temple. I'm just gonna tap it on. And I like to tap my makeup on instead of swirling and buffing now, because I have color corrector underneath and I don't want to move that. So I'm tapping it on or stippling it on in areas where I need it. So tap, tap up here where my contour and on my forehead. And so where those two meet, I can just take and lightly blend those two together to soften that line. So it's not a distinction, right? So tapping and tapping. So think of it, you're tapping on the makeup and then you're tapping it to blend. Okay, especially in areas where you already have put your other shades, you don't want to go in and swipe over. You want to do this pouncing. Why I like to color, or why I like to also blend as I go, is that now I can take a minute and stop and look at my face and say, my goodness, I think I have plenty of the cream makeup on. My main shade mixed with my contour, which adds coverage, with my color corrector. I have enough makeup on, so I can now not clean off this brush, but I'm just gonna, you don't need to clean it. I'm just gonna use the brush as is. It doesn't really have makeup on it, and I'm just pouncing over it and just doing a little bit of blending, really fast, real quick, okay? All right. Makeup's on. Now, the brightener shade, again, the brightener shade is like a bonus shade. You don't have to get a brightening highlight, but it is part of the 3D foundation if you want to get one. This is a shade that I would use to brighten the center of my face, okay? It's not necessarily a concealer. I'm not going to take this light shade and just plaster it all underneath my eye where I have texture and wrinkles and discoloration. I'm just going to use a small amount. And I'm going to put some right in the center, kind of on the inside of my eye here, and then a little bit down my nose. So we're going to brighten this part of our face. I'm going to brighten down my nose. I'm going to add just a little bit above my brows. I'm going to add some brightener, and then I'm going to pull it into the center so that it's not too light. I don't want to emphasize my number 11s or my pores. I also don't want to put it right here up against my eye because I have crow's feet. So I'm going to brighten and add just a bit of brightness out here above my contour. So we have to look at our faces and not necessarily do things like we see other gals do the makeup like this. You need to decide what works best for your face and what's going on. And there's really not a wrong or right way. You just want to make sure that you're color matched to the correct shades, because that's key. That really is key. So please, if you are interested in this makeup, you haven't been color matched, please use my color match link that I have here and submit a color match. It's free and there's no obligation, but that will help you know what shades would work best for you, okay? So now I'm going to take my perfector sponge, and I'm going to press in and just blend in the brightener and just double check and make sure none of my makeup is too heavy anywhere. A perfector sponge, it's a beauty blender, but it's made to work with our cream makeup. They're $14. You don't want to use them dry. You want to get it wet, wring out all the water, get it really, really damp only, not wet, and then just use it almost like a poofy little cool marshmallow, okay? So first thing I'm gonna do is come up here and just make sure that my contour and all of that is okay, and now I'm going to pounce over and press in that brightener. Now I like to press in my brightener because what it does is it'll press it into the skin, and it will just help if I have, I don't want it to get into any of my, you don't want it to lay heavily anywhere. If you use too much, this is a great way to make sure that it blends and presses into your skin. So I'm doing it on the inside of my eye here, and then I put some out here, okay? So just take some time and just tap and press. And then anywhere else I had placed the makeup, I'll just lightly go over it with my perfector sponge, just lightly tapping to press it in. If you need to use your detail brush to get into those smaller areas to blend, then that's what's so great about having a brush that has a smaller end like that, is that you can get in there. Okay, so that is the makeup. That is your 3D foundation and contour. You can see I didn't completely brush out or blend out all of my contour. You want to still see a bit of that. I've used my contour, my color corrector highlight, my main highlight, and I used a brightener, okay? So when you get color matched, you're gonna be color matched to 3 shades. You don't have to get all 3 shades and a contour shade, all right? So let's talk now about lip and cheek. So we have cream lip and cheek colors. They come in lots of really pretty colors, lots of different finishes, satin to glossy. I'm gonna use today a really fun glossy shade. It's called Pop. I'm gonna put it on my lips. And it is almost like a cherry red. It's such a pretty color. So it's gonna be so fun for spring and summer. It is a glossy. So it's gonna be kind of a little bit more of a sheer color, but it's got a fun brightness to it. But I like that the glossiness on these kind of cherry red because it's not too intense. We'll put it on our cheeks as well. So you can apply your blush with your finger. I think sometimes that's a great way. Just dab it in, and then just do 2 or 3 dots right above your contour. I like to put my blush, here's the outside of my eye, there's my contour. I like to place it right under there, okay? So you can see that when you put this on your cheeks, it's really not as scary, and wait until you see me blend it out. It's gonna be even less scary because it's a glossy. The other thing I want to tell you about our glossy blushes is that when you first put them on, you're messing with your face. Like and I'm going to come in with my blush and bronzer brush, and I'm going to lightly start pouncing over to blend it. And you can see that it is not that dark at all, right? Doesn't that blend out nice? So we're just tapping and blending. We're putting this. You can even pull your contour up into it if you want, but I'm just pouncing over to blend that in. What I like to do then with the glossy cheek colors is I like to let it sit for a second or so. And a couple different things, a really great tip is that let your face just kind of relax and let the redness from pouncing on your skin just kind of calm down a little bit. And then look at it and say, do I need a little bit more? Oh, heck yeah. I love blush. I love color. So I'm going to come back in and put just a little bit more on because I really like adding color to my face. So I'll just take and just pounce just a little bit more to blend it. And if you're just now coming on, we're doing 3D foundation. Right now, I'm just applying the cream blush and pretty much done. Let's do one more thing. This is an illuminator. It's called Pearl. It almost looks white, doesn't it? See the shimmer to it? So I'm going to put some, you can see it right there. I'm going to tap it right above my blush, kind of on the high part of my cheekbone. And then take your perfector sponge and just pounce lightly over that, kind of back and forth. And you see that little bit of that shimmer, isn't that fun? So that's pearl. It's almost an iridescent, pearly, shimmery goodness. And you can put this in a lot of different places. Illuminator can go high up on your brow, right above your brow bone. And you see the difference there? Look at how that gave that some brightness. So I'm putting it right up under here, just taking it with my finger. There's a lot of different Illuminator shades. This one happens to be called Pearl. It's just a fun. You can also take a little bit and just put it a little bit on your nose, right on the bridge of your nose. Again, it's just adding some shimmer and some glow and reflection of light off your face. And that is it, okay? So, now that I have gone through, told you what this makeup is, showed you how easy it is to use, I'm going to now just review really quick. If you want to take off, you sure can, but let me just tell you what it is one more time. So, this is your 3D foundation. When I color match my clients, I color match you to a cream contour and 3 highlight shades. You can either get 2 of the highlight shades or all 3. It's up to you when you get your, start filling in and completing your palette. This is a number 8 palette. There's different size palettes. The number 8 is a really great starter size. It holds 4 full-size tins on the top. And it has a second level that can hold 4 more full-size tins or a combination of full-size with eyeshadows, all right? So this is a number 8 palette. They're all magnetic. The brushes that I used were the detail brush. This is a great brush for applying your contour, for working in smaller areas. The blush and bronzer brush I really love for applying my main foundation shade, for blending, and also adding my blush. This big fluffy end is great for adding bronzer. I also like to use it to set my makeup. So, setting spray. This is a Seint setting spray. And we want to set this cream makeup because it's sitting on top of our skin. It's not soaking in or evaporating like a liquid, and it's not a powder. So it's going to stay very dewy, very skin-like, and we want to set it. So you just take your setting spray. You can either shake it up really well and just spray your whole face. I like to use a big fluffy brush like this. Squirt the end of my brush, and then I'll just take and start tapping. And you can see my face look wet. Can you see that? There we go. I'm just applying strategically some setting spray on my face and just let that dry. That will help set and make the makeup last throughout the day. And it also gives you a little extra illumination, but it will tone down and not be as shiny as it dries. Okay, so now that we've done that, if you want to stick around, it's the end. If you want to stick around and ask me specific questions, I wanted to put that off and do that at the end to visit with you. So those gals that just wanted to get into seeing the demonstration, they can take off. And I'm not talking too much, which I've been told I do. So I'm going to scroll back and say hello and thank you everybody who was here watching. Thank you, gals, and see if anybody had any questions for me. Specifically, I will stay on here and I'll be more than happy to ask. So feel free to type those in. I'm just looking here. Hello. Hi, gals. So, what else can I tell you? If you don't have any questions, you can always message me directly right here on the page. There's a button to message me through Messenger. And in the description of the video, I have put the color match form link, and that's really all it is. So I'll tell you how easy it is to get color matched. It is an online form, and you answer the questions so that I can really get to know you and your skin and what your different skin issues are, your tones, what do you like, how do you like to wear your makeup, and then you're gonna upload right there in the form a no makeup selfie. No one sees that but me, so do not worry. It is private and I'm the only one that sees it. It needs to be a no makeup selfie that really lets me see your skin tone. So in natural light, in front of a window, take your glasses off, pull your hair back if you can, and send me a picture that if you looked at it yourself, you'd be like, okay, that looks like me and it looks like my skin tone, so I can see that. You just hit submit, and then I follow up with a complete and comprehensive color match with tutorials that are specific to what you will need, the shades that are going to work best for you, the brushes that you're going to want to get that will work best for the type of coverage you want, and then you can decide if this is for you and you want to try. Thank you. I guess I will hop off. I'm going to save this so you can always watch it on the replay. You can always comment and ask questions on the replay as well. All right, have a great day, and thank you, gals, so much. I appreciate it.